wish it was said that you claim it. It's that Xbox, spin the block, his legs live. Fast talking, no wriggling, moonwalking, selling moon rock just to make dividends. You in traffic with family? That much make it a portrait. Gun kick back, not grannies from porches. David on the sea, you know that it's scorching. What's the man with king? No response to the saying, advancing the line, advancing the payment. You from the game and shoot, what said that you claim?
You already know the time, told my boys to hold the line. We gon' shoot it out in seconds, leave you posted like a vine. Bow your head down to the king, leave your roses at the shrine. We stay ready for the war, just need the king to drop the sign. Say what you running from, what you running from? I'm with my team, we bleed green, that's what you wanted, huh? Say what you running from, what you running from? I'm with my team, we bleed green, that's what you wanted, huh? This what you wanted. This what you wanted, huh?
Peace and blessings. Welcome back to Xbox Frontline News with your boy, the King. And today we have a lot to talk about, man. We have to talk about what Sony cutting out disk drives and not producing discs anymore. PSN down. Capcom show. A whole bunch of information. I got some stuff on deck that y'all are pleased to hear. Trust me, I know you want to hear this stuff. But before we go any further, today is a great day. Because today, my son, 25 years ago, was born. My eldest son, David Keyshawn Johnson. I salute you, soldier. Happy birthday. And keep making your dad proud. But we gonna get into some stuff today. Now, if this is your first time finding this channel, this is Xbox Frontline News, where I report the news with a little bit of an X slant, but now this is a family-friendly program where you don't have to worry about me going off the handle, cursing, or anything like that. You will enjoy it. I drop videos daily. Friday is a live show. You can call in, and I give away coins. But without further ado, let's get into these topics. I have a lot of good topics that is set up, and it's going to be fun. Today is going to be a real fun day. Now, I don't know about you, but listen, Xbox surprising players with a free game you can keep forever. Following the news that Forza Horizon 4 will be delisted from the digital platforms, Xbox has surprised its users by giving away the game for its Game Pass subscribers. It's official. Forza Horizon 4 is no longer available on the Xbox Microsoft Store or Steam as of December 15th, 2024, but due to an issue with the licensing and agreements. As a result, the game is an additional content will no longer be available for purchase through the online stores. Game looks ridiculous still. Additionally, as of June 25th, all Horizon 4's DLC will be delisted, meaning it's only a standard, deluxe, and ultimate editions will be available for purchase until December. That comes as a harsh blow. But however, perhaps as an apology to players, Forza Horizon 4 codes are being sent through Xbox messages for Xbox Game Pass subscribers and those who have purchased the add-on content. I got mine. How about you? According to the blog post, if you play Forza Horizon 4 through Game Pass and purchase the DLC content for it, worry not. By having an active, full paid, not discounted Xbox Game Pass subscription, so all you do is on the dollar menu, you're done, son. On 6/25, you will be eligible to receive a game token if you have purchased any extra content on Forza Horizon 4 through your Xbox Messenger Center. Codes will start to be delivered in the following days. Please bear in mind that it might take a while for you to get your token. I'm talking about, I haven't heard any company do this, but wow. Talking about consumer friendly. This is consumer friendly stuff. Forza 4 Horizon. Forza Horizon 4, Forza 4 Horizon, however you want to say it, is free for you, B. If you purchase that game or if you purchase DLC of that game and played it while it's inside Game Pass and you purchase DLC, before they delist the game, they're giving you the game away for free. That is the most consumer-friendly, forward-facing thing that I've seen from a company. A lot of times companies delist the game and that's it. It is what it is. But Xbox and Microsoft decided to treat you as the first-class citizens that you are and get you that game for free. Wow. Do you know how many games that I've purchased and that I've had in Game Pass, and I purchased DLC for it, but didn't have the main game, and then went to go play the main game, but I only had the DLC because it had left out of Game Pass. It wasn't delisted or anything like that. I just went and purchased the game. But it's just really good to see Xbox and Microsoft taking a pro-consumer approach to it, because you've seen ever since then, they said they was going to delist the game. The game is in the top 10 at Steam. It had a resurgence at a peak of like 45,000 people, more than Helldivers at one point. I'm just saying, the game lives and Xbox respects their consumer. Game Pass, boy. That's the reason why I rep the X, bro. That's the reason why. The Xbox 360 store, the digital store, is closing in July on the 29th. Get discounted games now. So here's all these games. They have like 5 pages of games. Let's look at that. That's 1,279 games that's on sale. Gun Valkyrie was cool. How nobody rated that? Star Wars is there. In August 2023, Microsoft first announced its plans to shut down the Xbox 360 store and Xbox 360 Marketplace website. As we begin the month of July 2024, gamers who still wish to purchase 360 digital games now has less than a month to do so. And there's a lot of games that like Jedi Outcast. You know, I got a bunch of these games. Dead Island Riptide, I got that. Ultimate Alliance, too. Wow. Unless Microsoft makes a last-minute change, the 360 store and the 360 Marketplace site at marketplace.xbox.com will close July 29th, 2024. After that day, people who still own and use the 360 console will no longer be able to buy digital games, DLC packs, or other content from those sources. In addition, the console's Microsoft's movies and TV app will be shut down. That means any movies or TV shows you have purchased from the app will no longer be available to you to watch on the 360. If you purchase any 360 games from those sources, the good news is you'll still be able to play them on your console after the 29th. That includes access to online multiplayer features. If you delete and already purchased the game, you'll still be able to be re-downloaded later. Yo, get in there. If you're about your 360 life and there's some games that you want digitally, you want to get up, you don't want to do anything, go grab that. There's no excuse, right? We're giving you enough time to go do that. Xbox 360 store is closing. You want some discounted games? Go get them. Hurry up. If you didn't get everything that you wanted from your 360 back when you had it, or when your Xbox One came out, or your series consoles came out, and you didn't purchase all your digital stuff, get it now before the 30th, and you're good. A lot of those games are super cheap right now, so I suggest you go check it out. All right, we can all breathe easy now. Our weekly down PlayStation time, where they tell us to take a time out and go touch grass or go take a nap, is now over. You know, they get outages weekly, but the PlayStation online service restored across the board. Some services was experiencing issues. The update. Sony has now restored normal services to all aspects of the PlayStation Network, with the relevant page stating all servers are up and running. The temporary outage across all select parts of PlayStation Now on PlayStation Network lasted roughly 2 to 3 hours. That's one hell of a lunch break. The original story is Sony is currently investigating a series of PlayStation and network errors that have taken some features of its online services offline and are providing issues at the very least. The PlayStation Network services status page is flagging errors across the account management, gaming, social, PlayStation Video, PlayStation Store, PlayStation 4, and PlayStation 5. Each category carries a similar message from Sony support. You might have difficulty signing in or creating an account for the PlayStation Network. We're working to resolve the issue as soon as possible. Thank you for your patience. All these problems was picked up on 1546 BTS time. It is a similar story on the Down Detector website, where a couple of thousand reports of the PlayStation Network being offline have come in within the last half hour or so. I'm telling you, boy, they really do it up. And when they go down hard. Pause. Hot tour. I don't know what the hell goes on over there at Sony, but their security is terribly lacking. Every week it goes down. And they don't have no rhyme or reason for why it goes down. It's like, I don't know. And then it goes down for a couple hours here, a couple hours there. I don't know. Is it an afterthought with these dudes? That's why my credit card is never on my PlayStation. It's a shame, you know. It's wild. I don't. It's nothing to even joke about, because for thousands of people could not log in to their console, could not access different things. Xbox, boy. Xbox for the win. Always. When y'all try to figure out what I'm talking about Xbox for the win. The wildest thing in the world right now is me looking at a PlayStation page talking about Crazy Taxi, which is a Sega game, right? Sega's new Crazy Taxi game is an open world and multiplayer. So here they go. They're talking to the developers on, the game. Let's be honest. Everything we're playing right now is just filling time until we can get the new Crazy Taxi is out, as part of a big new push that brings back beloved back catalog into the modern age. Sega is producing a brand new Crazy Taxi, and the recent recruitment video has revealed some new details about the arcade racer. Various people from the development team talk about the new entry, discussing how it differs from previous games in the series, and two main things to take from this are that it'll be set in an open, explorable theme park-like city, and that it'll be multiplayer. The city looks realistic, but players will be able to traverse it freely with game's chaotic driving. Artists on the team discuss the game's vibrant, cheerful art style and are working on characters in the video. It is unclear precisely how the multiplayer will manifest, but the debut footage shows numerous taxis racing throughout the city, and it looks really good. I'm not gonna hold you. I'm a Crazy Taxi dude. Are you excited for Crazy Taxi? Is this one of the titles that you're excited for when it comes to the resurgence of Sega and their older IPs? I mean, I've sunk crazy quarters into the arcade playing this thing. So, I mean, hey man, I'm here for all the fun. I'm a Sega boy at heart, and let's go Sega. I'm super hyped for anything from Sega reliving old IPs. And then, Crazy Taxi is coming out. What's even more bugged out is like they were reporting it on Push Start on a PlayStation website. And, it's Sega. We're living in such a time where I could have never dreamt that this stuff was happening or gonna happen. But Crazy Taxi, multiplayer game, looks phenomenal. The graphics look incredible. The game looks really good. The developer deep dive into the IP gives me amp for stuff like Golden Axe or Altered Beast. I saw a Jet Set Radio the other day, and that looked crazy. So I'm really amped for these IPs from Sega. Okay, here comes the damage control for Helldivers 2. Helldivers 2, the obligatory Helldivers 2 isn't as popular as it was. Headlines have started to emerge. Is it not a surprise? I think Sammy Baker really, really likes Helldivers. Or he really likes the cat for Sony. I don't know. Allegedly. There are fewer people playing Helldivers 2 now than there was when it absolutely exploded onto an unprecedented level. Look at that, earlier this year. But probably still more than anybody initially expected. A slew of headlines about the game supposedly declined started circling social media during the slow summer weekend that just gone, which pointed out that the title attracted, in a 24-hour peak, just 45,315 on Steam. Yo, how come they always talk about Steam? They never talk about PlayStation, V. I know ain't 45,000 playing on PlayStation, man. I know it ain't, man. All right, so that's in the 24 hours, and obviously is a lot fewer than the all-time high of 458,709. Yo, man, I know none of those people. I know that 458,000 ain't on no PlayStation, man. I'm just saying, man. Why they acting like PlayStation be putting up numbers like that? That's Steam. But whatever you get and you fit in, you heard me? Third party facing ass. Of course, all games experience some kind of decline. Yeah. Like Starfield. When you gonna talk about that there, bud boy? But that's a single player games. These multiplayer games ain't supposed to look this low. I'm just saying, bud boy. The months immediately following the launch is as normal as a night transition into day. Arrowhead obviously wants to pull players back into the future content updates. While it's clearly never planned for this kind of success, we know it's ramped up its roadmap after selling 12 million copies to date. Wow, man. They did all that. I ain't never seen 12 million people on. I'm just saying. These numbers don't be looking good in the light, man. Let's talk about it. Helldivers 2 is taking a hell dive, right? And the PC is no longer holding you up, and PlayStation is not holding you up. So it's taking a hell of a nosedive. Hopefully, Steam guys can come back and pick y'all back up and put your back on their backs, so y'all can fight again. Or it's probably curtains for you dudes. I wanted y'all to keep the same energy that you had with Starfield when y'all was comparing Starfield to Helldivers, a multiplayer game that lives and thrives off of the engagement of multiple people playing at one time, opposed to a single player game that will live on forever and people will play it throughout generations, where all the different add-ons and stuff to it. So let's see Helldivers get some add-ons. Let's see if everybody comes back to Helldivers. Might have to refund my copy. I'm just saying, I got it on my Steam Deck. Might have to refund that. Now, we're no strangers to competitive, video games. And listen, me and my son and I play all the time. All right. From Mortal Kombat, one player wins $565 at a tournament. But Smash is a $3,000 light. After a tense match, one thing led to another, and a light got smashed. Who would pay? Right? And I'm they got the Scorpion like, yo, get over here with the $3,000. And the craziest thing is, I'm gonna show it to you right now, right? And this is the match right here. This is the match. Let's get into the match, right? And damn man, oh boy, get up. Toss the chair over, boom, bust that light right there. On God and them, that's on you there, homeboy. You bust the light, 3,000. Now he feeling it right there. He feeling it. Feeling it in his soul. You don't know that's coming out of his pocket. When you get your butt wet, man, you got to hold your head, man. You can't be crazy like that. You got to hold your head, man. I know that you on that big stage is crazy, but, you got to hold your head. You can't be wilding out like that. That stuff like that is not necessary, as far as a gamer goes. But, let this be a lesson, bro. Let this be a lesson. I mean, when you're used to throwing controllers and used to throwing temper tantrums, this is going to happen to you. Now, should he be responsible for that $3,000 light? Hell yeah. But I will have him do it in some like community service or something like that. Like a PSA to don't lose your control when you're playing games. Don't lose your control while you should be in control. Something of that nature. Something to show this guy that was a boneheaded move that he pulled, especially in public where the world is looking at us, bro. One bad apple spoils the bunch. And you're probably not even that dude. Or probably you are. Probably this is learned bad behavior and you thought you can get away with it in that environment. Well, charge them $3,000 and let them work it off on a PSA. Okay, now remember when I was telling you guys be on the lookout for 343 and some big news coming? Well, here we go. We can start talking about some things with the Halo 7. All right, so Dan Nady has joined 343 Industries. Oh, no longer Studios Industries, as the lead designer for the next Halo game. I'm so crazy with anticipation to talk about all the little tidbits that I do know and what we can talk about. Nady previously served as lead designer on the Canceled Hyenas title and the Creative Assembly, and spent 10 years as a game designer at Bungie. That's core, right? The fact that, you know, that he was at Bungie, that's core, because he understands, even though if he was there, you know, throughout the whatchamacallit days, the Destiny days, he understands what the roots are, right? Gunplay, all that other stuff, cinematics, storytelling, everything. Microsoft hasn't officially announced Halo 7, but rumors have begun to swirl regarding the next entry in the franchise. All right. 343 Industries has hired Dan Nady, previously of Bungie and Creative Assembly, to serve as his new lead designer for the next mainline entry in the Halo franchise. Halo is one of the Microsoft's biggest first-party IPs, and while the series has started by Bungie and developed duties for the series was taken over by 343, following Halo 3, the developer is expected to be working on a follow-up to the 2021 title Halo Infinite, based on recent teasers from Microsoft and job listings by the developer. Not much is known about Halo 7, as it hasn't been officially announced by Microsoft, while Halo Infinite is still being maintained today, with the most recent patch being the Terraria 4 operation update. Some friends believe that Infinite has been losing steam with each update. Probably so, because I haven't played. I'm not a multiplayer dude. I stopped playing multiplayer a long time ago. I'm a stories dude. So if you're not going to give me my campaign, I'm just going to really fall back off of it. But yeah, this is what is this right here? So in a video by Rubes Game recapping what is known about Halo 7's current development, it is announced that 343 Industries has hired Dan, and on his LinkedIn page, all right, he loves Halo. He's excited to be part of adding to the legacy. So we're going to get into Halo and everything about Halo. Today is a wonderful day to get into. Where's Spartan Lot? I'm just saying, let's get into some Halo. Now, I'm not going to sit here and act like I know everything about Halo 7 or I know anything at all. Don't know a damn thing. But I've been putting bits and pieces together, and I knew 343 was working on something and working very hard. So now that we got Dan as the lead designer over there, Dan the man, over there on Halo 7, or whatever the name eventually turns out to be, I just feel that they have enough time, they have enough resources, they're gone to the Unreal 5 engine. I think this is going to be the most graphically spectacular Halo that we've ever seen. And we're not going to have Craig face no more. I think 343 deserves a win. They held it down for as long as possible. And then bringing in Dan that worked at Bungie, yes, of course, let's go. I appreciate this. I appreciate 343 and Microsoft and Xbox pushing forward and going right back to their roof. We are poised in 2026 to have such a launch party for the new console that is sickening. Like, you want to talk about a level of domination? Hashtag no PlayStation 6. You know how we do it over here. We're going to run it up on them bums. They finish. We're going to put the kibosh on them. You think you're going to beat a handheld with that much power, that is so diverse that it can go anywhere and do anything, with the Fire Stick and everybody? Come on, man. The world going to know Xbox. They're going to cement their feet in the ground. You're not going to win this war. Kong will die. You port begging ponies are done. You think you're going to scalp a Switch? Hells to the nah, man. Yo, like, you know, we noticed that is a ton of PlayStations that ain't been turned on, right? And I think they sitting in dudes' warehouses that's paid too much So, they trying to sell them, here and there. Nintendo reveals its plans to prevent Switch scalping. You ain't gonna bite this one, baby. Nintendo aims to prevent scalping by producing enough Switch successor consoles to meet demand. The company is also considering laws and regulations to combat scalping, depending on the region. Nintendo believes component shortages won't significantly impact Switch 2 production. Nintendo president Fukuwawa has, listen, I'm not disrespecting anybody's name. Bro, my accent, New York accent, and everything else that go along with this, be messing it up for the kid. Has recently spoken about the best way to prevent the Nintendo Switch successor console from being scalped, which is to make enough consoles to meet the demand. Nintendo Switch has become one of the most popular consoles produced by the company ever since its launch in 2017. Following several years of rumors about a successor, yeah, y'all gonna be clouding me, but it's a hype though. Confirmed that the company will make an announcement regarding Nintendo Switch 2 by 2025. With the console currently in development, there are some concerns about how Nintendo will handle the eventual high demand from both gamers and possible scalpers. Scalping video games and consoles have been a constant problem for gamers. Back when the Nintendo Switch launched in 2017, this low supply was picked up by various scalpers who then resold the console at inflated prices. COVID-19 pandemic also had a major effect on the Switch production as the shortage of the components kept it, short supply. Listen, we know what it is and we know what it's going to be. So Nintendo president says shortages will not affect the Switch 2 production. We hope not. We hope that they have a bunch for everybody. As a countermeasure against resale, we believe that the most important thing is to produce a significant number to meet customer demand, and this idea has not changed since last year. So maybe that's the reason why they took the year off, because they want to produce and make enough so that when they do launch, they launch with a good 5-6 million real easy. So that way it covers a whole bunch of demand. You never know. I don't care what Nintendo Switch tries to do. I think scalpers is going to still be out here and still going to make it happen, Captain. Unless they got 20 million at launch ready to rock, I doubt it very seriously, bro. Scalpers is going to scalp. Big companies going to sell their games. Scalpers is going to do what they're going to do. I don't think there's nothing in your repertoire that is going to stop it. I'm sorry. You got to make me a believer. And you've done it before. You've done it in the past, Nintendo. But these scalpers? Nah. High-tech dudes? Right now? Kitsugami Path of the Goddess. When I first saw this title, what can I say? I pretty much thought that the title itself was... it was more graphically impressive how they displayed it, right? When they had me believing that it was an Omnimusha title. Well, that was my thought process. I didn't know it was a tower defense title. And during this whole Capcom thing right here, the Capcom 24 summertime sale thing, they go deeper into the game and they tell you about Kitsugami. And I don't know if I'm intrigued or feel like it was a bait and switch, right? So the demo is out today, and I guess I have to have hands on with it to really elaborate on my thought process with the game, because I'm at sort of an impasse when it comes to this game. Because, like I said, I feel bamboozled in the sense that the game itself, to me, started off as an action title, or what I thought I wanted it to be. I wanted it to be an action title. And does it have aspects of an action title, but it has the responsibilities of a tower defense game? Yeah. And then it has some forms of RPG type elements to it, whereas you're building up your tower defense thing, but you are taking control of the town folk and putting them in positions to win. like I said, I really don't know what to think. It's an action strategy. But I think these lend to RPG elements when you're upgrading characters in the game. I'm into tower defense games when I think my palette is already ready for tower defense games, right? I thought that this would be something else. So I guess that's where my initial disappointment comes from. But I guess it's better to be disappointed ahead of time opposed to being disappointed after you receive the game, right? So this is a Game Pass day one, and I guess that takes away the blow a whole lot faster. So they do have a 2-hour demo up, and you can play the demo as much as possible. And I think that also will help the PlayStation owner, with that, because they don't have Game Pass and they're treated like second-class citizens over on the PlayStation Network. And thank God the PlayStation Network is up and running now, right? So they can play the demo. Game Pass, we have it day one, the full game, but we get a chance to play the demo that's available today. I think this title is going to be somewhat of an acquired taste, right? So hopefully, hopefully I'm not disappointed after playing the game. Hopefully it does have sticking power and staying power in the game. It looks phenomenal in the sense of, Japanese lore, and, the mysticism that goes along with it, with Eastern medicine. So I'm interested, I'm intrigued, but at the same time, I can't lie, I'm a little bit disappointed when I thought it was a pure action game, and that's what I was looking for. Yeah. Capcom. Dead Rising. One of my favorite games, yo. For the comical BS, yo. I gotta shout out to my man Mr. Ha. Mr. Ha was wild in this game. I think he got every achievement, everything that you could do in this game, right? Because that's what me and Mr. Ha was on our BS. But Dead Rising, it holds a very special place because it took the genre of horror and made it comedic, right, with the zombies. And this is nostalgic, right? And the developers decided to keep the same quirkiness that kept it there, but up-res the graphics, because, like, if you can see here, you can see the faces, you can see the models upgraded all the way through, even that dog, It's just the mall looks better than ever. The zombies, the independent zombies look better than ever. But it's still keeping that quirkiness that made it hot, right? The funniness that made it dope to me. And I know we're living in an age where a lot of individuals don't do anything new, right? And some stuff, you say, man, why would you remix that, or why would you remake that? Some of the greats need it. And I think this was one of the great 360 games that came out. And it just shows where Capcom was at that time, where they were willing to take chances, willing to go outside of the box, willing to deliver a product that was off the beaten path. Because remember, they were doing a lot of Resident Evils, right? And I think, at that time, Resident Evil just kind of went left. And this thing didn't have to listen to the rules of Resident Evil, where Resident Evil had a couple of zombies on the screen. This joint had thousands. And to be honest with you, the physics on it was wild, right? It's just, it's something, it's a piece of nostalgia for me, and then for anybody else that's getting a chance to play this game from the beginning, from the ground up now, you're witnessing a game that I can say that you're going to be very happy with, very pleased with, something amazing, absolutely amazing. I'm just still in shock that they decided to do this. And this is where you can see the overall health of a company, where they're pushing out games like Dragon Dogma 2. They're pushing out different titles, new titles of like Kitsugami. And then at the same time, they're able to go back and take some of their icons and make those games. So yeah, of course, I'm going to wind up picking this game up. And yes, of course, I'm going to wind up going through that mall all over again and having fun doing it. But at the same time, I see the developers took so much love and care with it that I appreciate them. So this is a love letter to all you Dead Rising fans. Frank West is back, baby. And he ain't never looked this good in his life. Because look at the old one. Look at that, man. Look at that. She ain't got no backside, no nothing. Hair covering her face. Look at that. That's crazy. That's absolutely crazy. Good on you, Capcom. Good on you. Well, we done talked about a lot of stuff today, and we done seen a lot of stuff today, and we were all over the place today because this is how you're supposed to start off a Monday. But one thing that we didn't talk about Sony letting go of 250 people from their disc manufacturing, Blu-ray disc manufacturing plants, as they're slowly closing down the disc manufacturing plants. This is just a sign of the times. And effectively, I know it affects our physical media as far as, our game discs, but also it affects the movies. So a lot of times you think that these things are necessary. Yeah, it's necessary for the hoarders in us. Like, who am I to talk, right? Who am I to talk? But at the same time, the digital footprint is growing. Your digital self is expanding. Your digital libraries all over the place and your digital identities is growing. So Sony knows this, they sees the trends, and they understand that it's more feasible to expand in the digital realm opposed to the physical realm. It just is what it is. And it's a sign of the times, it's where we're going. But this is the part in the video where I'm gonna tell you to like, follow, and subscribe. And I'm gonna take that logo and I'm gonna throw it on Dead Rising, the definitive remaster. Yo, I love it, man. I love it, man. It put a smile on my face, yo. It put a real smile on my face. So I appreciate you, Capcom. You had some other stuff there. They're like that Resident Evil and iPhone I didn't care about. I'm a Samsung dude. I keep it a buck. But yeah. Dead Rising. You know what I'm gonna tell you to do, right? Try to play the Game Pass.